Step into Your Life with Julianne Williams. Like I promised, we have back with us again Chef Darin Leonardson of Transformed Culinary Solutions. He is going to make actually my favorite thing, which is a grilled cheese sandwich. And I am so excited because we're going to see this really cool Brava oven. And he is going to show us all the steps that we need to do to make an amazing, incredible, terrific grilled cheese sandwich. And if you watched his last episode where we got the 7 steps to saute, I know that you will learn so much as I did from watching him cook on the last episode with him as a guest. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Chef Darin to show us how to make the perfect grilled cheese sandwich.
Thank you so much, Julianne. So real quick, before we even do anything, since things take a little bit of time, right? It's an oven, it'll be fast. I'm going to real quick get this grilled cheese going, but then I will explain it to you. So just watch. It is literally the smartest oven on the planet. I'll explain it in a second, but I just want to get it going. So I just type in grilled cheese and then it gives me some options, and I'll show it to you in a second. I'm going to hit, I can actually tell it how many grilled cheeses that I have.
Oh,
so
wow.
3 sandwiches, so I actually did that. It tells me to put it on the bottom of it. So I'm just going to put it in there, and then I can really just push start. And it has a video screen here, and it'll actually pop up on my phone, which is so cool. And
My gosh.
I'm getting it going so that I can kind of explain this amazing, exciting oven, and we have so many things we're going to be cooking out of it. So let's start with, first of all, how I found this oven. I was actually at Middleby's Innovation Kitchen Center because as a chef with Transformed Culinary Solutions, I'm always looking for new innovations that can go into restaurants, hotels, senior living properties to really innovate and be different. And so I saw this oven, and it was in the residential section, and I was about to leave, and the president had said, "Hey, have you not seen this oven? Like, it literally, we think this is going to change the future of everyone cooking." And I was like, "Well, tell me more about this thing." And they're like, so they brought me over to it. And as a chef, I'm like, okay, wow, it has like an iPhone screen. First of all, yay, that's amazing. Then the fact that they told me it has over 10,000 recipes in it, that's huge. And it has every cooking aspect capability that you could think. It could sear, toast, bake, reheat, pro cook. It has an air fryer built in. It can dehydrate. It can steam. I even went on their Facebook page, and they actually could turn it into a smoker. Like, there was someone that did like award-winning ribs out of this thing. And it plugs into a 110. So it just goes into your normal outlet. You just need to have 4 inches around the oven. And when it gets hot, which by the way, it gets up to 4,000 degrees, and it uses light to cook. There's nothing on the planet that uses light to cook with. And so how they do it is there's actually 6 bulbs. This is the brand new Brava glass, which I'll tell you the difference of this one versus that one. But you can see there's 3 bulbs here and 3 on the top. And how it was created was actually out of Silicon Valley. There was a group of geeks and Googlers that were doing the solar power energy. And someone said, "Whoa, can we put that technology in an oven?" And bam, it was born. And then chefs got involved, and the designers and creators, and started developing this process with this technology. And so basically, this thing is like a chef itself. It guides you through what you want to cook, how you want to cook it. So I was able to just type in grilled cheese, and there's like 30 recipes of different grilled cheese. It tells you, did you have wheat bread, white bread? What is it that you have? And literally just tells you how many you have, where to place it on the tray, and you push a button. It's that easy. Now, what's so cool about it is it does every kind of cooking that you can think of. So you want to make banana bread, blueberry bread, it does that as well. Meatloaf, I've done it. You could do brownies in the brownie pan, the shallow pan here. You can make muffins, all kinds of different muffins out of it too, which, by the way, these are non-stick, and they're dishwasher friendly. Nothing sticks to it. Literally, I've burned things on it, and it's so easy to just rinse off and wipe out, which is the same with this oven. So like right here, you could just use a damp towel, wipe it out, and there's a tray right here where the crumbs go down into it. So super easy to like clean it up. And then there's also a glass tray for when you want to cook like gentle things like fish, salmon, stuff like that, so that you're not searing it, so to speak. And then there's also one of my favorites is actually this egg pan. So I'm going to show you guys how to make really quick, like a little frittata, and we're going to get that going. So there's what's cool about this egg pan is you can do eggs over easy, over medium, over hard. You can poach eggs in here too, just by adding a little bit of water to the pan. It's just incredible what you can do. But my favorite is making frittatas. So I'm just looking at this grilled cheese real quick just to see what's, oh yeah, it's going good. See, I open it up and it shuts off completely. So it's completely safe to the touch. And I just push start again. It actually tells me how much more time is left on the oven. It has that screen. But real quick, let's do this frittata, which is really cool. So basically, it's nonstick, so I don't need to add anything to it. That's wonderful to be able to do that, but you can. I could add like a little bit of oil or butter if I wanted to season it up. So I'm adding a little bit of my olive oil canola mix. Then I have some ingredients here. I've got a chicken apple sausage. So I'm just putting a little bit of chicken apple sausage in. And I have some heirloom tomatoes. So I've got heirloom tomatoes, which are totally in season right now and delicious. I love making this for like breakfast because it takes just like 6 minutes to make these wonderful, delicious frittatas. They're healthy. And you can even take the leftovers and just reheat it the next day in the Brava, like super fast and easy. So then I took whole eggs here, whisked them up. And I'm just going to pour some of the eggs into here. And I'll show you guys what it looks like up close here in a second. So I've got that.
I was, because like I have a mom who's getting a little older.
Yeah.
And well, first of all, I want one. So I'm already talked into it. I want one. But, I have a mom that's a little older. She's actually, I know I can say this because she's proud. She's going to be 80 in a couple of weeks. But she still lives at home. But she doesn't cook like she used to. And I can see how great this would be for her because she could still have really good food, but the all the labor and the dishes and all of that, and I'm thinking for me as a single person, that is so cool.
No, definitely would work for somebody that maybe doesn't cook as much. And it's also super safe to the touch. So that this thing never gets hot. Like as it's cooking, I can put my face on this and it's not going to burn. So incredible. And if it does smoke, like if you ended up burning something, it shuts down automatically, which is pretty cool. And then just suppresses it. Yep. So I'm just going to season it with, if you didn't hear about this Pop Secret seasoning, I put it in the last thing. We'll have a little video on that in a little bit, but I'm going to just add a little salt and pepper to it. Then now I'm going to take this off this so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay. So can you see right now
yes.
Yeah, you can see. Okay. So right here, I'm going to search and you can connect this to the Wi-Fi and there's an app and there's also a Facebook community of over 10,000 strong. So you can like do different recipes and see what other people are doing. But I'm going to type in frittata. Oh, I spelled it wrong. I'm a ways away here. See, I search, and there it comes out up with a bunch of different frittata options. And I just pick this lunchbox frittata, and then you can see that it's got 4 listed, right? So I've got 4. But if I didn't have 4, I can move it down to like 2 or even 1, which is really cool. Like if you're just doing 1. Then this is like the default. If you're like, well, last time I cooked it, I want to do it a little longer, you could. But I like just the setting just like this. And then it tells me to put it on the top using the tray. And then this is where your last little bit, how you can understand it. And if you want a recipe, you just type in right here. It's got the recipe that walks you through what you need to do, how to do it. So every single item in here, over 10,000, has a recipe, which is just unbelievable. So this is telling me to put it on the top. So I'm now going to move it to the top. So you can see I'm putting it in. Whoops, hold on a second. I gotta get it from a different angle, so because you really
There you go.
then there's that green button right there, and I just push start. And then you can see it. Do you see the video of it on the screen? So, and it says 8 seconds and it's 9 minutes, and we'll have the lunchbox frittatas, which is just so cool. And then it actually goes to your phone at the same time. So if you have your phone set up, so actually on my phone, it actually gave me a notification that it was ready. So hold on, straighten my phone out again. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, we can see them again. Okay, so then let's look at this grilled cheese. Let me get my hot pad. So the one thing I did was I think I put, oh no, it's coming out. I put the grilled cheese on the bottom, and I think I was supposed to put it on the top, so I didn't follow that instruction.
Oh, they're beautiful.
But it would have browned it if I put it on the top. But you can see, look at that nice caramelization of that.
That is perfect.
I mean, it just looks so good. And I used 4 different cheeses here. I used like a provolone, a pepper jack, a white cheddar, and then Jacques Pepin always says if you have grilled cheese, you got to put American cheese on it. So there's a little bit of American cheese on there too. So we're gonna let that rest. I'm gonna show you a little trick that I do on the grilled cheese because I have my boy here and his friend, and they're like starving. They want this. Yeah. You guys want grilled cheese? Let's do pizza next. So you can see the difference between the Brava glass and the normal Brava is about $250. But the reason they developed the glass is because it's so cool to see the light, right? Like if you have it over on your countertop, it just looks awesome. It looks like something very modern. And you can see the lights doing its kind of reverberation stuff. And you wonder, like, how does it do that? Well, it's all programmed in there. Like everything has a specific recipe, so it knows how much light to center and put on things. And I will point out, this oven, no preheat. So immediately it goes right into the temperature that you want it to. And if you want it to be just a normal oven, you can. Like, you could do a normal oven, like 350 degrees, and do it for like 5 hours. Like that one guy did the ribs, he did it for 8 hours at a low and slow temperature and monitored it from his phone. So anyways, we got the frittatas going. I'm going to show you real quick too a pizza. So here's a pepperoni pizza. Now you can buy fresh dough and make your own pizza from fresh, or you can do frozen pizzas. But I'm telling you right now, this Brava makes way better pizza than an uni. Like I've cooked out of an uni, and no offense against an uni, but you got to fire it up. You have to take your time doing it. It takes forever. This, you could be good to go in like 30 seconds. So ironically, I didn't get fresh dough. What I did is I went to Walmart and I bought one of those pizza Pillsbury things and just roll it out, put some bruschetta on, and then diced. I didn't have any shredded cheese, so I just diced up some of my sliced cheese and then put some pepperoni on it. And we're going to show you what this beautiful pizza looks like after. So I'm just going to go here, type in pizza, just like that, pops up. It asks me if it's fresh, carb cooked, garlic pizza. And then it tells me, is it an 8-ounce or a 12-ounce crust? It's an 8-ounce, I know that. It tells me to put it on the bottom. So I go to the bottom. And that's it. And I can go to the recipe guide, and then I push start. In 9 minutes, we're going to have a pizza. Like, seriously, 9 minutes.
Well, and you know what? I mean, I love too how you showed us, you know, that you used the Pillsbury dough and you didn't have shredded cheese. So you did, you know, you made like chunkier cheese and then put it on there with the bruschetta underneath, right?
I did. And there's always humor in the kitchen. So my son was like, Dad, with his friend Nico, the dog unplugged my plug that's over here for the outlet. So this shut down.
Of course.
With the frittata, but that's okay. As it resets, we'll probably get it going. Here it goes. It goes into it. Here we go. So I can go to my recent, And that's the other thing too, is it'll have like a recent, which is awesome. So if you
Uh-huh.
love like what you did or whatever, it's gonna have it right there. But I just opened this up, so I think your recents, you need about 2 or 3 of them before it starts to remember.
Uh-huh.
So let me go frittatas, boom, lunchbox. There's 4, but let's look at it real quick, see what it's looking like. Oh, it was starting to cook.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I'm pushing start. We're good. Okay, so the dog did that, but hey, it's still going. Okay, hey boys, you guys hungry for some grilled cheese? Yes. Yeah, they're hungry for grilled cheese. So here's a little trick that I do with the grilled cheese.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it like this, stack up 2 of them like this. Don't eat it yet. Don't eat it yet. But you can see this would be cool for like you have friends over. It's so easy to do. And in fact, my boys, they'll cook like corn dogs in there. They'll make quesadillas, and I'll be asleep at night, and I'll be comfortable knowing that they're using this Brava and it's completely safe. They're not firing up the oven, so that's kind of fun too. Then what I like to do is take some of these heirloom tomatoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And slice.
Now, on those sandwiches, you made like 4 pieces out of the one sandwich, right?
I did, yeah. I cut them into 4. I see. It's funny, like those are the little things that I don't even realize that I do that people are like, "Whoa, that's really cool."
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I got to point it out, because it's such a good learning experience for us.
So then take a little fresh basil.
Oh my God.
Next to the tomato, which by the way, this basil is from my garden. I just picked it.
I love it.
It's so good. So then I take aged balsamic. So good. Like I love it. I don't have to make this anymore.
I love that stuff.
Then just drizzle over the top.
Oh, it's a masterpiece.
So then, I mean, can you imagine this? Like you got this in a restaurant or even at home. I could probably charge so much more just for these grilled cheeses right here. But look at that.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Isn't that awesome? And it's like perfect out of the Brava.
That is awesome.
Boys, bon appetit. Let them enjoy that.
Oh, that is awesome.
Look, they're pointing at the other one. They want the other one.
Of course they do. I don't blame them. If I was there, I'd eat it too. But pretty soon I'm going to be there so I can taste it.
Thank you, they say. Okay. So we got the lunchbox frittatas cooking. We got our pizza cooking. It looks like there's like 5 minutes left of that. There's a few minutes left of that. I want to show you one of the coolest features with the Brava. So on this pan, you can see that it has numbers. Probably you see that number 1 there?
1, 2, 3.
Number 3. So let's say you have a New York steak like this and you want to cook it. Now it'll cook every kind of protein you can think of. Okay. Your pork chops with a bone, skinless, fish, everything. I'm telling you, I've not found one thing that is not in this recipe book. Over 10,000 recipes. So this is one of my favorite features, is the fact that it can cook 3 things at the same time. So it will sear that steak, perfect temperature, the way that I want it, like a chef did it in a pan, right? That's how it will come out. And it'll gently cook those zucchini squash and roast those potatoes like a nice caramelization. Like, what does that? There's no device that does that. And
I need that.
Yeah, and if you want it to be cooked perfect every time, it's that easy. So here's a couple cool things that came out with the Brava. So number 1, you could cook it just like this. No oil, nothing. Like honestly, I had some people that were like, they couldn't have seasoning, they couldn't have oil. And so that's one of the beauties of the Brava, is because it's non-stick, you don't have to add anything to it. But I will tell you, if you add oil or fat, some kind, you're going to get more flavor, right? So I'm going to take my little olive oil canola mix and just drizzle the potatoes, drizzle the steak a little bit, and a little bit of the vegetables. Then I'm going to take my Pop Secret seasoning, which, by the way, you watch the first episode, there'll be a link in there. It's an amazing. So this is pink Himalayan sea salt mixed with Tell cherry, freshly black ground pepper. Amazing. So I'm just going to season that gently, season the steak. So that's ready to go. And then, if I had another oven, I could throw this sucker in. But I will tell you, that you can cook multiple things at the same time. So you can actually cook 4 burgers and toast a bun at the same time. You can make breakfast, you can cook your bacon and make your poached eggs at the same time. So that's why it has the 2 trays. The only thing you can't do is a combination cook like this, where you're cooking everything, because you need to have that heat coming from the bottom and the top to sear that steak. So couple tools that the Brava provided, and I'm going to show you guys, is number one, this first edition of the oven, which I think is cool, this stainless steel one, I like that. It has a Bluetooth thermometer. So it's a USB, you put it in, and then you just put that in your steak, and it'll ask you, like, what temperature do you want your steak? It does have a little lever that says how thick it is. So you identify how thick it is, and you can say, I want a medium rare or well done. It will know, right, that it still has to cook the potatoes and the vegetables and make your steak perfect. Now, Brava came up with another cool feature, is they came up with a glass oven, because look, you can just see the light. It looks so much cooler like that. But they now have it in Bluetooth format, the thermometer. So I can just stick it into my meat and walk away. And the beauty of it is it goes to my phone. So I'll tell you a story. When I first got this oven, this is over a year ago, I was so mesmerized by it. I found a recipe for Jamaican jerk wings, and it was the Super Bowl. And I had my dog on my lap, and I had a beer in my hand. The beer was gone. The wings were cooking, and I'm like, I need more beer, right? And so I was like, 7-Eleven is just like 5 minutes away, like literally. I was like, I got time. While the wings are cooking, I'm going to the store to get another beer. So I go to the store. My wife calls me. She's like, wait a minute, you left the stuff in the oven. I said, no, it's okay. I'm watching it on my phone. I already know there's like 7 minutes left on the wings. There's a great caramelization. Now, I didn't tell her this, but when I was at the stoplight, I was making sure, and I looked at my phone, and it was like 30 seconds left, and I stopped it. You can stop the oven from your phone. And so then when I got back, my dog was waiting patiently, poured my beer, and my wings were ready, and it was amazing, right? So, I mean, that is like so cool. So you could imagine like your mom or someone has an oven, and you're in a different state, and every time they fire up the oven, you can see what they're cooking if they give you your username, right, or whatever. So kind of cool.
Well, chances are most of us set those things up for our parents.
So okay, so because this oven got shut off, right, by the dog, I had to restart it, and I didn't realize that I did it for the whole time period again.
I was wondering.
But they're still okay.
But so they're perfect.
Look how they're moving around just fine.
Oh my gosh.
And then you could easily just transfer it to a plate. So watch this. Pop that down, just like this. And I'll show you, this is actually perfect. Look at the other side of it right there.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
And it's like steaming. And so just think of like how many variations of a frittata that you could make. Oh, and now I just got a notification on the Brava that my pizza's ready. So it just popped up right here. So let's look at that. Oh, I didn't explain either what this is.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask.
Yeah, so this is their basically like Le Creuset cast iron version, so to speak. They had it branded Brava. So what can you do with this? So you can do multi-step cooking in the Brava. So let's say you're making bolognese. It'll guide you through, okay, first, turn the oven on here, saute your onions and caramelize in your bacon. Then it will alert you on your phone, next step, and it tells you what to do. So it just walks you through the whole process. I use it to roast garlic. I've roasted whole chickens. You can roast a whole chicken in the Brava. You could do on Easter, Julianne, I roasted a whole leg of lamb in the Brava.
Wow.
And I went on, because I'm like, has anyone ever done this? And I went on their Facebook community. And I'm like, truly nobody's done a leg of lamb. Sure enough, there was over 100 leg of lamb recipes that people had done. You can create your own recipes and preload them in here. So like Chef Stephen Beatty, that has the Pop Secret, he's made recipes and then he sends them to me. He's like, hey, check this one out. Like, what do you think of it?
Oh, how fun's that?
Yeah, it's so cool. Okay, so the pizza's ready. So now get a load of this stuff.
Oh my gosh. I can see it. It looks so yummy.
Look at the caramelization.
Oh.
This is a Walmart pizza, people. Like, look at that. right there.
Oh,
Beautiful caramelization on the bottom of that, right?
yep.
And then, oh, this right here is heat resistant. So, and it actually, I just learned that the bumps on it are the way that light flows through space. Is that not cool? And so you can set your stuff up there, and then I'll cook this, but basically I can just go to New York steak. I just type in New York steak. Then whatever things you have in your refrigerator. So you could say, let's say fingerling potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
So it pops it up too. It's pretty like intuitive, right? Then I've got zucchini. So I just type in zucchini, pops it up. I hit search. Now I'm gonna show you guys this so you can see
because
it.
I want to, because that's the 1, 2, 3 thing, right?
Yeah, because this is cool. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Okay, can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, you see here I've got fingerling potato, New York steak, and zucchini. So I can push that. Then it will walk you through a video like how to insert that thermometer. But I know my steak is roughly that big. You got to get it to go to the green level, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
And then go to the next step, and it says what temperature you want it. Well, I personally like my New York's medium. Then the next one, it's going to say connect your temp sensor, and it asks you, do you have a wireless or a normal? So it guides you through it. You can watch a video how to do it. Then it tells you how to dice your potatoes. So you can cut them like that. And then look, it gives you choices on the zucchini. So I could do rounds, I could do half rounds, or I could do 1-inch rounds. Well, I have 1-inch rounds.
Okay.
Then it tells you how to put it on, right? So fingerling, steak, zucchini. So I have it set up opposite, but I'll just flip it and it'll be fine.
Right.
And then tells me on the top. And then it's ready to go. There's a recipe there too you could follow. So basically I would put this in. The USB thing is right here. So I would connect it. And then I would insert it into the steak just like this. I'm trying to do this with one hand so you can see that it's a little bit difficult. So go into the thickest part, then that USB thing attaches. Hold on one sec. Let me see if you'll hear it. So hold on. And then it says cooking, fingerling potatoes, New York steak, and zucchini. It now reads the steak at 69 degrees. It's going to take 14 to 23 minutes. There you go. And first of all, there's not like, think about how long it takes to preheat the oven and all that. And if you're pan searing it, you'd have to pan sear it, and then you'd have to separately cook the potatoes and the zucchini. So it's just incredible. So we'll just continue to cook that while that's going. Let me put my phone back. So, oh my gosh, this pizza looks so good. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys some of the nuances of this oven and how wonderful it is. And I really do think this thing can change the course of everybody's cooking capability. But I think it's huge for senior living too. I think it will enable seniors to stay in their homes longer. I'm kind of going into some home health places as well, so that it gives the staff that don't have the skills of cooking, the cooking capability, so they don't have to worry about those things. Then the other thing that we're using it for is to cook for different dietary requests. So if we're making a specialized meal for a group of people and someone says, well, I can't have salt, or I'm gluten-free, no problem. We just put it in the Brava and we'll cook whatever they want. I think there's also like, there's a revenue stream source from this that is incredible. So imagine like an apartment complex where they have a Brava and there's like a Blue Apron style delivery where you're delivering the ingredients raw, ready to go, and it instructs you how to put it onto the tray, and you just go push a button, right? It's like it to a whole other level when you think of Blue Apron. You got to follow the instructions, you got to chop things up, you got to cook, and that's great. But we're busy these days, right? And so if we can do something simpler, like that's pretty cool. So what I'm just going to pause and you ask me questions, and then you probably have fun.
Well, I mean, to your point, so for me, like I'm just thinking part of the reason I don't cook as a single person is that it's like I make a big mess. I have to clean it up. I have to, this, I think it is just amazing because it doesn't force you. It allows you to eat healthier. Then you're not going through the drive-through on the way home, or you're not eating something that's frozen and has a ton of sodium in it. And especially at my age, I'm always having to watch what I'm eating. So I love that whole idea that it's just no mess, no fuss, and whatnot.
It's so true. And sorry that I'm cutting at the same time because my boys are pointing at
No, that's great. No, I'm actually watching you cut.
We want that pizza, so I'm cutting it like Sicilian style. Sicilian style is where it's cut into like squares. Look at that beautiful
oh my gosh.
pizza. Like, look at that.
I'm telling you, just like the last episode, my mouth is just watering.
Boy, here's a pizza for you.
Thank you.
Wait. Let's do one thing. Wait, come back in frame. Put it in frame because we got this right. The Reggiano Parmesan.
Oh, that's right. And you can.
Right. So let's put a little king of cheese on there.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Nice. That's awesome. Now I would jazz it up with like fresh basil. Like
they're like they're trying to eat it. You're still putting stuff on it.
They're like, we don't want that lettuce on there. Yeah, take a frittata. So Nico wants a frittata. Give it a whirl. See what you think. What do you think? He gives me the thumbs up. So I mean, easy, right?
Well, and I like it because again, I'm rushing in the morning to get somewhere. If I could make those in advance and then just warm them up real quick, that's faster than going through one of the big coffee shop places to get the egg bites.
Yes.
And it probably costs a third or a quarter of what you pay, and it's healthier. It's fresh.
Yeah, no, a lot of people will say, hey, the ovens are expensive, right? Because this unit does run like $1,200. The glass is about $1,400. Okay, yes, but it is a little pricey. But when you factor in like what you guys just witnessed and what you saw and the capability, you don't need an air fryer anymore. You don't even need your oven anymore. You can literally use this, and all the functionalities of like an iPhone, I think makes it really cool. And here's another thing too, is it updates like an iPhone. So every week with new recipes, new cooking technology. So like that air fry, that was added 8 months ago when it was like a popular trend. So any new things that come out, this oven will be able to do it and just update, which is
it is cool. Like a Tesla, because that's what Tesla is doing.
So yeah, and I'm looking at the steak right now, and it's like sizzling, like really, really good, and like caramelizing that fat. And I'm gonna, because I know that it still has.
Can you see? Like, does that screen? Is that a real time picture of what's happening
it's a real
in your
time
oven?
picture. Yeah,
so you don't have to open the door and look. You're just looking at that screen.
Correct. Yeah, or at your iPhone if you have the app, and
so
you log
can
in.
Look at your actual steak. Pick up your phone.
Yes.
And look at your actual steak.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I mean, that's like incredible, right? And so it's funny because I know this is probably still needs, it's at 6 minutes and it says between 14 and 23 minutes. I'll just show you what it looks like right now, just so you can see what this 3-compartment, deal is looking like. So here, I'll pull right there so you can see. You see it right now?
Oh yeah.
You can see it like sizzling, and now let me open it, and you'll be able to see.
Woo! It is hot in there.
But look at that steak.
I've never made a steak that good.
And it's almost done.
I have tried so many times. I have ruined so many good pieces of meat trying to get it seared perfectly like that. Either overcook it or undercook it, and yeah. And
now you don't have to. It's going to do it for you. So
I probably wasted $1,200 of meat over my life trying to cook it.
I've done so many different combinations. I love the combo cooking. And I use it as a chef too. This has become like another tool in the kitchen. Like I meal prep out of them too, which is really cool. Like I use the trays, and I bought extra trays, and just like we'll roast vegetables. I'll cook chicken breasts, and just slice it and make my meal prep meals for the next day. But I think one of the coolest things too is just the reheat function. So like you have leftovers, rather than microwaving it, put it in the reheat here and you get that fresh cook like a chef made it, or it'll taste like you made it the first day rather than a, microwave steamed meal.
That's, and that is, I have found myself switching from warming up things in the microwave to the air fryer. So I can imagine that just takes it to another level.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. There's my Frisco. He's probably saying, I want some of those eggs.
I know. He's like, I smell that meat. Where is that?
So, well, all right. Well, I just wanted to show you guys the ovens. I'm super excited. I think Julianne and I will probably do some more cooking, demos using this oven. I take these things all over with my, into different kitchens or spots because it runs on Win 10. Hey, it's like a real world movie in the kitchen. Now there goes my dog. He's gonna go crazy.
That's right. And so when that is done cooking, if you would send me a picture, let's put that on the replay so people can see that at the end.
I'll do that. Yeah, it's got about 4 more minutes, and then I'll take a picture of it and send it so you can put it on there.
Okay, now though we do have to do my question. I told you every episode, so you have to have something new. Last episode, I asked you, what did you do to step into your life? And you said you started listening to God and really that inner voice to guide you. What else have you done to step into your life?
That's just a great question. I think for me, it's the leap of faith that I took from starting my own business. So 5 years ago, I started Transformed Culinary Solutions, really because I was laid off. And my wife was like, you kind of know a lot about food, right? And you're like, you've done every restaurant, hotel, been in all aspects of senior dining, cruise ships. Why not open a consulting business with your expertise? And I'm like, that's actually a really good idea. And what it did was it helped me be a little bit a notch above other candidates in jobs, because I'm like, hey, you can hire me tomorrow. You can test me out. And then really what I realized was like, I really want to grow my business. Like I want to really grow it and to have it become something very successful so that I can design the mission statement, the vision statement, the core values, and I can build the team. It's like, I think we've all had jobs where like, I wish it was done this way, or I wish they did it this way. Now it's like all pointing at me, and I have the ability to create and design that. And so that's what I'm doing to step into my life, is that I'm stepping into that, and I'm ready for the challenge, and I'm excited about it. So thanks for that question. I love that.
Well, thank you for that honest answer, because that was pretty vulnerable for you to talk about that big change. I do know one thing. You do know a lot about food, and you are one of my favorite chefs. Every single thing that you make is absolutely delicious. And so
hopefully I'll be your favorite chef, not just one of your chefs.
Okay,
I want to be your favorite
you are
chef.
my favorite chef, but come on. You are my favorite chef. The thing is that I love, no matter what I watch you do, whether it be in the Brava or when you're cooking traditionally, I learn so much. And so thank you again for sharing you with me and with the audience of Step Into Your Life as we journey together.
Thank you so much, Julianne. And kudos to you. Like, this is an amazing show and things that you're doing. And I love that you ask those questions, and, keep doing it, keep pressing. And it's just wonderful to see how far you've come. So I'm grateful to be a part of it.
Thank you. Oh, and how about, you want to do one more episode?
I do. Absolutely.
Okay. What should we do?
Oh, so let's do, what I want to do is actually the art of garnishing. So I talked about my training in a box kit. And so I want to introduce to you food artistry. And I'm going to show you some really simple techniques that combine the primary food colors into the way you garnish, the way you cook. And the reason why it's important is that we eat with our eyes. So even if at home, if you're making your meals with this in mind, your family will eat more of your food and they will love it more. And I'll explain that in my next series. So it'll be food artistry next. And I can't wait to have you there.
All right. That's awesome, because you're going to show us some of those tips, like just with the grilled cheese sandwich. So, all right. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I hope you had as much fun as we did. And it sounds like we get Chef Darin for another episode on how to do some beautiful food garnishing. So again, thank you for joining us on Step Into Your Life.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.